Hello and welcome back to FX Models and Things. Today, as I promised, we're going to start the build of the Suzuki Hayabusa, which is down here on the table in front of me. But before we start, I thought I might want to go over a few tools with you, tools that I use. I've not got loads. I'm not in the position of having airbrushes, compressors, walls of paint and various chemicals. I've been sort of buying as I go along, really. So anyway, forget about all that. I'm going to show you what I use and what I find to be okay and quite good. Right, now the first one, I guess, really is the glue. I use this one, which is the Tamiya extra thin quick setting. I also use the normal setting one as well. That's a really good piece of kit. So I suggest when you buy a kit, you invest in that Tamiya extra thin quick set. Okay, what else? We've got, well, let's lift these up, you can probably see them better then. We've got various needle files, side cutters, long nose pliers. We've got a small screwdriver that fits the Tamiya screws. The screwdrivers they supply in their kits, to be frank, are crap. So invest in a little like glassy screwdriver kit or whatever, and it'll be small enough. Also, I like to use the scalpel blade. A scriber there if I want to re-scribe some marks where I don't think they're quite deep enough. Good old-fashioned lolly sticks. You'll see the use for them a little bit later on. That's that in that jar. We've got some Johnson or Co-op version of cotton buds. Not worth buying them from a craft shop because basically they'll cost you a fortune and you get nowhere near the amount. So just from your local Co-op, they were £1. So, you know, it doesn't always have to be dear. We'll put that over there. Blue tack, the famous blue tack. This is really, really useful for holding on to your parts, especially whilst you're painting them. And there are a couple of ways I do it. One is using blue tack, and the other way is when I use a hot glue gun. That works quite effectively. So yep, always get a bit of blue tack. What else have we got? Right, yeah, one of my other main features are these. I'll put them on to show you how sexy I look in them. There you go. Okay, they look crazy and I look like a madman. And I've got a nice light on the front. These are a godsend, especially when you're my age and you're sort of half blind, a bit like Mr. Magoo. That's an old cartoon character from the 70s you've probably never heard of. But these were about 18 quid off of Amazon, bought them years ago. Really, really useful. They come with various different lenses, not bad little case. They're only plastic, but they work fine. You know, they allow you to see that a little bit closer without straining your eyes. One of the other things I came up with Tamiya screws, on the sort of idea of not having great eyesight, every time I used to drop a screw I could never find it. So what I started doing is I order, again, these off of Amazon. I'll put them there. Now they are glasses screws. Those lot cost me, I think, about £3. And you'll see they are quite small. Got quite a few range of sizes in there. The only thing is they're not self-tapping. The screws you tend to get with the Tamiya are self-tappers. So that does provide a little bit of a problem, but I do have a little miniature tap set. So what we'll do later on when we come to that stage is we'll actually run a tap into the hole first and tap a thread, and then these will screw in and they'll be, you know, as good as the real thing. What else? General clamps. Again, only cheap from the hobby store. Couple of quid for about 4, I think it was. Also, I'll put that down there, a vernier gauge. It's a luxury item. It's not necessarily needed, but when you have got one, boy oh boy does it come in handy. Okay, that's that. What else? Rubber gloves. Recommend rubber gloves, as not really to protect your hands, more to protect the model. Obviously you've got salt on your hands, sweat, and whatever other junk you've picked up during the day whilst you've been playing about. What else? Get me back here out of the way. These are the screwdriver set. Let's turn them up right way, otherwise you won't be able to read them. Yeah, all sorted screwdriver bit set. Silver line, only a cheap make. They're not bad, they do the job. And that's what I use for the Tamiya bits. Also, these are quite useful. Barbecued skewer sticks. And then what we do is, you can see a bit of glue on there, glue. What we'll do is we just peel that off once we've finished with them. Could get you, mate, cheap enough to throw them away, to be honest, but anyway, we peel off the glue, and then we can put some hot glue on there or some blue tack, and we can stick our piece on top, and we can spray our little heart's content. And I use this at the minute. It's just an old icing block. Basically, it's all I had, but I use that and basically just stick it on a table, put it in with your part on top, and you know, just leave it to dry. Good uses then. Right, what else? We've got various grades of sandpaper. This is Tamiya's sandpaper, and I think it ranges up from about, I think it's 1500, this particular lot, up to about 3500. That's when we're going to start doing our detailed sort of sanding and ready for paintwork. Again, not 100% necessary. You can go down your local auto factors and buy a sheet of wet and dry, you know, 2000 up to 4000 grade, and that will be just as good. Okay. Right. What else have we got? Obviously, we've got various paints. I'm not going to go through all of those. I'll go through them when we use them. We've got these little plastic caps that I buy from the pan shop. They're about £1 for, you know, I don't know, 20 or 30 caps. And they're good just to put a little bit of paint in, mix a bit of paint, a bit of acrylic, whatever. And that's about it. So really, I suppose it's about time that we actually started looking at the model. So we better get the first sprue out and start cutting. And what I'll do is I'll change to the overhead camera so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better, and we'll go from there. Right. Now I'll show you on this camera, when they've got these big connecting bars as such to them, what I like to do, this is my personal opinion, is I don't snip right close to there because I can't quite see it properly. So cut it from there, there, and there, and that pings off over the floor. I'll just have to go and get that. 1 second. Lucky Jess weren't on the floor. That would have been ruined before I got started. So we've got that bit. That bit was C7. We're now looking for C12, which is this bit over here. Again, I can cut these bits. So we'll cut, actually, we can cut, we'll cut there, and we'll cut there. Right, that's that one. Then we want C11, which is side of the engine, which is this one. Again, I can cut through there. I'll actually cut through that one. I'll actually cut through that one. Did that work? No, it didn't. Why didn't that work? That's because that one's on there. Okay, well done. Right, that's that one. Want this one. And we want right now that will do us for the first bit. Okay, I'll put that out of the way. Right, now when it comes to doing this, the light in here for me isn't obviously that great, so the reason I break them off is I can see more accurately because I can close them, up to me eyes a bit better. But also, when I put these on, I can see a lot better. So what we'll do is we'll get this and we'll cut that as close as we can. Not, don't want to put too much of a strain on. That pings off, and you can see they come off fairly cleanly. They leave a little mark here, but a little bit of sanding, we can soon take care of that. And we'll cut this one off. Okay, as you can see, that's going to be one of the cylinders and side casings, crank casings, whatever, for the bike. And this is another part of the side casing. Well, no, just part of the engine, really, I guess. Okay. Right, I'll carry on doing this and I'll come back to you once they're all off. Right, that's all them bits off.
So what I like to do is get rid of these bits of plastic. Try and keep it reasonably tidy, which is a bit of an impossibility for me, but I tend to put them in the bags. A little tip actually with these, you keep these, or some of them, you don't want to keep more because you'll have millions, but what you can do then is when your bottle of Tamio extra thin gets, you know, to about a third, no, less than that, a quarter full, you can drop these bits in, give it a shake every now and then, let them soak, and that makes a really good filler because obviously you're using the plastic itself. So I do like that idea. So we'll hang on to these ones. Right, now as you can see where they were attached here. You've got to be careful because some of them you think, oh, that's where it was connected to the sprue, but it isn't. It's actually a lump, so you've got to be careful not to rub it away. Now, I've seen people various methods of cleaning these up. You know, running a scalpel down the side, which cuts the majority of it off, I guess. But what can happen is when you lay this flat, it doesn't always lay flat. Then when you go to chop that, you can unavoidably snap something. So you've got to be really, really careful. Now you can, again, run it up that way, you know, but again you've got a risk of slipping and digging in that way. So the way I like to do it is just get a simple needle file, obviously a flat one. Let's see what we can find. There we go, first time. Yeah, simple needle file like this one, only a cheapie, doesn't need to be great, it's only plastic. Get your bit, put your glasses on so I can see, and look for them little burrs, and then just simply take your time and just rub it until it's gone. Basically, it's, you know, it's not rocket science. It's, I think with model making, it's, let's do this under the camera here so you can see a bit better. Model making is a lot more about patience, I think, more than anything. You know, if you've got the patience to take your time. Now you've got to be a little bit careful because you don't. This is actually just here is actually rounded. So if we go too far, it's going to get a flat spot. So we don't want that. So I might actually try and change down to a smaller file. What we got? Yep, that will do. So what I'll do, we'll get the smaller file because obviously, you know, I can get in there a little bit easier. And yeah, right, okay. I can now see it. And we're still looking, feeling with it now. Right, that's that one gone. So it doesn't take long, and have a good search for any other little strays. There's one on this corner here. So if we come off of, I'll start it with a bigger one. We come off this. always like to fill with me now because it feels, you know, it just seems more accurate. You can always feel, you can look at something and it will look smooth until you actually touch it. You can't really tell if it's smooth or not. But again, that's on a rounded bit, so yeah, I think that's okay. Now we've got a few lines across just here. You can see a few casting lines, but I don't think that's going to matter because that gets covered up with some other casing. On here you can see a few bits of dots. And there we go, look, another little bit up here. So let's just take our time. And just keep going. And try and follow, you know, the curve of the things, otherwise you'll get nasty unwanted flat spots. And you can see, well, I hope you can see, just on the edge there is that swipe. So you want to go just like that. Don't want to take too much of it, otherwise you're going to create yourself a gap. But you can see just round here very finely that it's just got a little bit of extra stuff that shouldn't be there. So we'll get rid of that. And this is where these glasses come on onto, you know, to themselves really, because I just wouldn't see that without them. Okay, yeah, there's a little line across there as well, so I'm gonna. Don't think that wants to really be there, so it ain't gonna be on my model. Right, so I'm not going to bore you with all of that. I'll come back once I've got the others done, and we'll see about gluing it up. Okay, let's take these off. We've sanded all these up now. They were actually, a lot of them were quite bad. They had a lot of sort of swarf, or I don't know what you call it, swarf jagged plastic around the edge. Couldn't really see it without my glasses on, but as soon as I put my glasses on, I could see how bad it was. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do dry fit. Okay, always important to do a dry fit, just to make sure everything's going to tally up. You know, how you're going to plan it to tally up. So let's put these two bits together. This being the sort of main carcass, if you like, of the engine. And we can go in there. Now, a lot of people say, alright, it's untidy here. But a lot of people say, oh, it's got a line, you know, it shouldn't have a line. Well, sometimes they do have a line. Sometimes that's where the casing would come apart. So you know, you can get away with a certain amount of things. It's not really getting away with it. It's right, okay. That will go in there like so. You can see that, and then this one will go I don't know if does that go in the edge? No, that must. The exhaust would definitely come from the top, and that must go something like that. Something like that. So yeah, right. Anyway, what I'm going to do, I think, is I am going to glue these two pieces together, and we'll see how we go on. I'm just double checking the fit. It's got quite a, a lot of twist in that, so you could easily, if you glued that in that position, it would be out of position. So you've got to be a little bit careful. So anyway, time to break out the Tamiya cement, I think. Now this cement comes with a little brush, which is really nice. We like little brushes. Now you don't need a great amount of this stuff. I'm going to put some on the pegs. I'm going to put only a tad. Not a lot on there. Right, get your pegs lined up in your awl. Come on. And give it a little pinch. I wouldn't pinch it too much at the top. That should form itself really. Just hold it there. And what you can do with this glue is, because it's thin, you can actually run it in that gap, and that will help you later on, and it'll also give you a bit more strength. Right, we'll see how rapid this glue sets, shall we? Oh look, it's not fully cured, but it's certainly in there, should we say. Right, so now does this go in here like that, or you think that might? I'm going to put my glasses back on. Just give me a second, because I'm blind as a bat, as I said. Right. Now the beauty of this is that looks pretty good. So rather than go down the outer side of the glue, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to go around this side, because there won't be no glue seen. That makes sense. Bash my camera. There we go. Oh, you can't see. Sorry. I've got to get used to sort of doing it under camera. Build a little bit up there, because there's a little bit of a gap where it's got to sort of bond to, really. And just keep that crimped like so. It doesn't take long. It doesn't go hard, but it doesn't take long for it to Now, I don't know about this. That should, let's have a look. Hold on. Yeah, it should be at the top, which I suspect it. So we've got, I see. Okay. Right. Okay. Time for some glue. is nice. You get a nice little fine brush with this glue, so it's rather pleasant to actually use. I'll give it just a mop on the inside where I can get it. Right, let that bit dry. Put your lid back on. Put your lid back on your tammy glue, because you never know when you're going to knock it over. I've knocked over loads. Right, so let's put this here, and you can see it's all glued up now. Starting to look like a little engine. There's going to be some little rubbing down bits to do, but I'm not going to do that just yet, because the glue won't have gone off hard properly yet. So we'll put that to one side for a second, and we'll have a quick look and see what goes next on the bottom. Okay, we want C5. No, back to the sprue. C5, 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 C5. Where are you? Ah, no, that's C2. That's the sump. We probably will want that, but oh no, it's C2 we want. Okay. Right. Now again, me being me, I think I can get in that one. I'm quite happy about cutting that one. I'd rather cut that one there, and I'd rather cut that one there. Okay. So again, these side cutters, I need to get some new side cutters, to be honest. These are getting a little bit on the blunt side, should we say. No, I don't. That's the bolts. That's the spare little one there. Yeah, that's all good. Right, stick my glasses back on so I can see. And again, we're going to look for any nasty little marks. Now that has also got to have a lug on it. So there, yeah. I think because that one's flat, we can do it the knife way and cut that one. Just see we got that reasonably flat. Just there. Again, use the feed of the knife really. Right, come here. So I'm happy with that, but what we'll do is I'm going to check that that is going to go on there like so, which it will. Now, before I commit to that, it's an F16. Now I'm looking on my colour chart, and right, FX16, that's a matte aluminium. So the old engine is aluminium, so we can glue that on without worrying that when we come to spray it, it should have been a different colour and we've got to mask it off and all that sort of stuff. It's all hard going, you know. Anyway, we'll put some glue on. I'm not putting loads on, it looks like I am, but I'm not. Right, get that in position. Get Try and get it located before it goes off. Push down on that. And then, it's alright. I'm going to drop a little bit in the front here. There is a little bit of a gap, and you can see that. But we can get rid of that. That should do it. Don't forget, put your glue lid back on. Right, that's that bit. And I think we'll let that dry for half hour or so, and we'll continue the next episode of the engine from here. So I hope it didn't bore you too much, and I hope you found something interesting in it, and hopefully I'll see you on the next episode, where we'll continue to build the engine and paint it, and getting it to look how it should do. So bye from now, and don't forget, if you like the video, give it the thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, you know, really glad to have you, and see you next time. Bye now.